Fear is one of the biggest creative forces in your reality, even although it's not how you would ever choose to act or create anything. If you don't know me already, I'm Dr. Morgana McCabe Allan, and my research is on how our identity and reality are co-created through everything that we engage with in the world, including our own fears. Now, I'm going to use the weapons effect to really spell out for you how this maps out into action. So, the study of the weapons effect is done using weapons or the image of weapons. And so one particular research scenario, they put cameras on the back of white vans actually in order to record the behavior of traffic. On some of them, they also put images of guns, and on other ones, just a plain white van. And what they saw is that the ones with images of guns recorded so much more road rage. Now, looking at this across a lot of other different research contexts, the conclusion that has been reached is that just the sight of guns, even when people don't know that they've seen them, so even when it's just in the periphery, even when it just touches the subconscious, it changes our state. We feel more anxious, we're more likely to behave with anger, we're more likely to be violent, and as a consequence, we create a reality that reflects that. So let's think about this scenario for a moment. You're in your car, you don't even know that you saw that white van, and somebody cuts in front of you. And so what do? You beep your horn, maybe you drive a bit too close to them, you're really obnoxious, you're in a really bad mood, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that guy. You go home, you have a fight with your partner, you're mean to your kids. It all rolls out and impacts your whole entire day without you even knowing that you ever saw those weapons. And our own fears do the same thing. You don't know that you have seen your fear. Most of the time, we don't even know what our fears are. Our fears of rejection, our fears of judgment, our fears that success will change things, our fears that we might not be good enough and we might not get there, our fears of physical or financial loss. We don't realize that they're there. We don't realize they're shaping our actions. Just like the gun on the white van that nobody even noticed driving past. We don't see our fear acting in our periphery, and yet we respond to it. We take actions based on it being present in our field of awareness, based on it being just there, just out of consciousness, and yet acting back upon us. We take actions that are co-created with that fear. We make choices that are co-created with that fear. We say things that came from the origin of that fear. And as a result, what happens back to us feeds the fear. Because if you're in a state of fear that you're not good enough, for example, and that then leads you to take actions that are less than your very best, and maybe also leads you to fight with your partner and leads you to eat tons of cakes. I've done that. That's my personal go-to thing. If it leads you to do those, right? How likely are you to disprove the fear if you've just been really horrible to your partner, you've just eaten so many cakes you feel sick, and you just made some really bad choices in how you showed up with your clients? You're not going to prove to yourself that you're not good enough. In actual fact, what we do in our lives is we create evidence that supports our belief system. Now, you will have seen this before. Whatever side of it you're on with the, anti-vaxxers or mask wearers and not wearers or any of these kind of issues, you'll have seen that people find evidence for whatever they believe. People can always find evidence of whatever they believe. Well, you do the same thing with your own fears inside your mind. Whatever fears you have, you will find evidence. You will create evidence. And so one of the things that we are looking at and working on inside the Manifesting Institute is making sure that you are not co-creating with your fear, but that you're co-creating with your hope, that you're co-creating with your dreams, that you're co-creating with love, that you're co-creating with your best self in order to create your best possible life, your best impact, and your best income. As long as you co-create with fears that you don't even acknowledge are there, what you manifest will reflect them. It will contain them. They will still be present. Now, I see this even working with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs, that their money fears still show up in their relationship with money. There's no amount of money that can possibly ever eradicate your fears. It's not something money can do. It's something that you have to work on inside of yourself. And I truly hope that we'll welcome you into the Manifesting Institute to do that work together. Take care. Bye.